Good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you. Thank you. I know almost everybody here. My name is Reverend Matthew. This month you have Drew and I sharing the month, so Francis can have some time off. So today you get me. On Christmas Eve for our candlelight service, you'll have Reverend Drew, and then I'll be back on the 26th, Sunday the 26th. And the theme for today is the gift of a new journey. And I have an interesting talk to put all that into context. But first, if anybody is here for the first time, I want to welcome you and let you know that there is a connection card. It's in one of the seat backs in front of you. If it's not directly in front of you, it's to the side. And I'd encourage you to fill that out. It gives us an opportunity to get to know you and let you know what kind of classes and everything we have, and to share with you a little bit about what we are and our philosophy. And so I welcome you. And Doug Taylor is our practitioner today. And we have Stephan Plummer as a musician and Terry on the piano. We have Benny also, who just did Deck the Halls. And so Doug is going to pray us in this morning with an opening prayer, and then I'll follow that with a meditation. Doug?
Thank you, Reverend Matthew. Well, today is a new journey. And today I'm Mona. What a new journey that is. And so I want to welcome everyone here today, also all of you out there watching on YouTube or online on the internet, because today is an inspirational day for each and every one of us. Today's a day of peace, and peace that abides and is in each one and every one of us. So I'd invite you, if you will, either find a soft gaze on a point out in front of you, or close your eyes if you like, and just pay attention to that inspiration, that breath of life, that breath of spirit, which we wake up to every morning. Thank God, thank universal intelligence for this gift called life. And just notice how this spirit moves in your body. And it's always with you. And it's always for your good, for your peace. So again, I invite you, notice that breath. And as you notice that breath, know that you are a manifestation of the divine peace, divine love, divine health and goodness. You are that. And as you know that, and I know that each and every one of us here today embodies and expresses that spirit. And knowing that for each of us, I know that today the musicians, the music, it already has been wonderful. And it will continue to stay with us throughout the day, bringing us joy and peace. And I know that Reverend Matthew's words and everyone else that is helping put this service together will convey and embody and express peace and love, which spirit is. And knowing this, I can declare this word unto the law, knowing that it is so, and that it will come back to us multiplied. So knowing this, join with me in closing with our closing words. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. I'd like to take us into meditation this morning. So I invite you to allow that beautiful prayer to carry you, to move you by placing your feet flat on the floor and letting everything go. Let's allow that prayer to resonate through us. And let's turn towards our breath. Just noticing that perfect and beautiful rhythm. And during this experience, if you notice thoughts moving through your mind, just let them move through. Just note them and let them go. And as we focus on our breath, that beautiful process of breathing in and breathing out, let's know together that as we breathe in life. We're breathing in the flow, the intelligence, the beauty and the order. Everything that created everything. The one mind, the one field. And as we breathe out, we let everything go that could possibly be in a way of any of that expressing for us. Right here and right now. Let's rest in this place of quiet. And this morning I know that as you experience the unfoldment of this meditation and everything that happens today, that you are in alignment with a quantum field of all possibility, of everything good, of everything that is yours, your birthright, freedom, joy, ease, grace, right health, right action, right mind, and abundance in every area of your life. So let's allow that to pour in and awaken us to our good this morning. Just breathing it in and letting everything else fall away. Just knowing that at this moment, everything is right. Everything is right in our own personal world. And that reflects out into the wider world. And when everything is right within us and we are in full alignment with the intelligence, the beauty, the order, the source of all that which is God, that which is divine, we naturally allow that to flow into the world. So as we breathe this experience in, I invite you to awaken yourself, to be alert, to be alive, to be well, to be refreshed, restored, and renewed. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room. Thank you. And we have a very special experience this morning by Leslie Willis, who is our vice president on our board, and she has a beautiful ritual that she's going to take us through. So welcome, Leslie.
Good morning. Thank you, Reverend Matthew. So I'm going to be lighting the Advent candles, and so we've arrived at the fourth Sunday, so we're going to be lighting 4 candles. Today's word is peace. So as I light these candles, I want to say a blessing. I can see them now. Okay. May you know peace. May your loved ones, your friends, your family, and your pets know peace. May your communities know peace. And finally, may there be peace on earth. All right. So Tuesday is the solstice, the winter solstice for the northern hemisphere. The sun stands still. For 3 days, the sun appears to be still in the sky until it begins its new journey. Nearly every culture around the world celebrates the summer and winter solstices. For those in the northern hemisphere, the winter solstice is a celebration of the return of the sun. And although winter is really just beginning, the return of the sun brings hope that we will make it through the winter. Traditional Gaelic celebrations included a battle between the Oak King, representing the sun, and the Holly King, representing darkness. Of course, the Oak King would win, rekindling the light of hope. Yule logs were cut from oak trees in the forest and decorated with seasonal greenery, wassailed and toasted with cider, and then set ablaze with the remnant from the previous year's Yule log. The log would be kept burning for 12 days. The last remnants of the log would be kept aside to ignite the next year's Yule log. Bonfires would be lit in the fields and the center of the village, and much merriment made, including wassailing crops and trees with toasts of spiced cider, as well as wassailing the neighbors, wishing good health to all. I thought wassailing was a really interesting word, and so I tried to use it. Homes would be decorated with greenery, evergreen, holly, and mistletoe. Evergreens are symbolic of rebirth and renewal. Holly to ward off evil spirits and represents hope. Mistletoe was believed to hold many miraculous qualities and would be placed at entry points to bless those who enter and protect those who left. The Yule tree represents the tree of life and was adorned with pine cones and berries. Wreaths represent the wheel of the year, and bells were often rung to drive away demons. The ancients knew that the spirits that created the sun inhabited the land of the elves, and that by including the elves, believed that the elves would assist with the return of the sun. That was an interesting little story I found. This month, Science of Mind magazine has a very nice, simple solstice ritual that you can do individually or with others. And I encourage you to read the article and experience this lovely ritual. This holiday represents the end of the year and is a great time to consider old beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve you, and to consider your desires for the coming year. The return of light fills my spirit with much joy, and I celebrate the beautiful hope that accompanies a new year. Blessed be, and so it is.
Thank you, Leslie. Now we have our first song by Stephan Plummer. Love Becomes You.
Hello, everybody. So I'm really thankful to be here and thankful to see all of your beautiful faces. And so I wrote the song a number of years ago, actually. So many years ago, I need the sheet music. It's like, oh, I haven't sang this song in such a long time, but I really like it. So it's like, why haven't I sang this song more? It's one of the mysteries of life. Love becomes you, love becomes me, love becomes us, when we can see that love is all there is. Love becomes me, love becomes you, love becomes us, all the way through, 'cause love is all there is. Love is the power that lights the world. You are the ocean and love is the pearl. La 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 la. Love becomes you, love becomes me, love becomes us, when we can see that love is all there is. Love becomes me, love becomes you, love becomes us, all the way through, 'cause love is all there is. Love is the power that lights the world. Love is the ocean and you are the pearl. La 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 la. Love becomes me, love becomes you, love becomes us, when we can see that love is all there is. Yes, love is all there is. You can sing that with us. Love is all there is. Yes, love is all there is. Yeah, I know love, 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 love is all there is. Yeah, yeah. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephan. Thank you for that. Quick announcements here this morning. I want to let you know that our class should be online. The new classes for the first quarter of the year. They should all be posted, so you can look there. One thing that we have coming up on January 15th that I want to make sure you know about is the Game of Life and how to play it. It's a workshop on Saturday, the 15th of January. I hope I have that date correct. It's taught by Reverend Francis and Bev Holland. So it's a really good way to start the new year, a really positive way to kind of regroup, realign yourself. And I don't so much like to use the word resolution for the new year. I like to use the word intention. So it's a way to kind of create your intentions. The reason I like intention is because there's a deeper purpose to it, and you're more putting yourself into it rather than just saying something without the follow-through. So that workshop is available to you, and I would recommend it highly. It's a beautiful experience. And we also have, at the front, you'll notice on the table, and for those of you online, this should be on our website as well, we have a New Year's Eve experience coming up. We're going to be doing our traditional burning bowl ceremony. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, we have a burning bowl, and you get to write down what it is you want to let go of. And then we do a ritual of dropping that paper into the flame. And it's a way to cleanse away and clear away the things that are no longer working for you so that you can make room for the new things you want to bring in. We'll also have a concert that night. And the concert is after the service. The tickets are $50. And you're welcome to come in and join us on that. It should be a really nice evening. And we'll also be out of here early enough so that if you have something else going on, you can do that. And a quick reminder that next Friday, the 24th of December, we have our candle lighting service, Christmas Eve service with Reverend Drew at 5 p.m. It's from 5 to 6. So again, we set this early enough so that if you have other plans, you can include everything in your evening. So I welcome you to that as well. All right, and anything else you need to know is on our website, so don't take up too much time on this. So we have a question, absolutely. Oh, that's okay. Oh, you know what? It is 6 o'clock. My apologies. 6 p.m., so it'll be from 6 to 7. That way, if you're working, you can get here. There we go. Thank you for that. Okay? So with that, we have another song, and then we're going to go right into our message. Intentions for the new year. Very fitting for today's message.
Yes, very fitting. And I wish, okay, so I wrote this song too, and on the CD, I have other singers. So me singing all of the words, sometimes you write a song and it's hard to get all the words. So if it sounds like I'm having a hard time singing all the words, it's because I am. It's like, where's my backup singers? They call them holler back girls. Okay. Anyway, so I'll slow it down so I have more opportunity to sing all the words. How about that? How many times have I said I'm gonna do things different this time, only to get stopped by my fears? I better play it safe as the someday conversation instead. But if I really think about it and really pray about it and scream about it and sing about it, then I understand on some deep and profound and sacred level. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. I can really have it all. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. I'm gonna be powerful in my life, yeah. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. I'm not gonna let it slip by me and then pretend that it's all right. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. I'm gonna mean what I say and say what I mean and manifest in my life. When did I ever start to thinking that it was okay to disregard all that I say that I want? My greater good is my God, and it leads me on. I'm not gonna tell you no lies. Some of my dreams have not been realized. much longer will it be? I'll make a promise to you, and will you promise me? Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. We will let them shine. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. Yours and mine, our intentions. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. I'm not gonna let it slip by me and pretend that it's all right, no. Intentions for the new year, intentions for the new year. Yours and mine, our intentions. Play it, Terry. What are your intentions this year? You gonna make them shine? This is the time. Yeah. We're gonna make it happen. All right, with God's help. Intentions, 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 intentions. Come on. Intentions, 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 intentions.
Thank you. Are we awake? Good. I like this microphone better because then I can connect with you guys more than just standing here. So we're moving over to this. So today's message is the gift of a new journey. And, you know, as I sat down and started putting this message together, I usually think ahead and start getting what I call downloads a few days before my talks, just so that I can start allowing information to pour in and allowing the nudges from Spirit to kind of guide me and direct me. So it's almost as if I have an outline going in my head, and then I sit down and I type everything up, and inevitably, once I get everything typed up, the night before my talks, I get all kinds of information about how to shift it and change it, so it becomes more organic. And so what I want to do about today's message, the gift of a new journey, is to put it in a little bit of a different context for you. I think that term can be taken as closing one journey out and deciding to have a whole new journey from this moment forward. That works. However, the way that I want to talk about this today involves integration. What I mean by integration is Ernest Holmes talked about each moment being a new moment to change our trajectory in life. We change our thinking, it changes our trajectory no matter where we've been, no matter what has happened to us. And so today's context is about not going back and rehashing everything that's happened to you up until this moment in your life, but integrating it. And there's a beauty to that, because everything that we have been through up until this moment has meaning and it has purpose, and it has shaped who we are right now. So the new journey is really acknowledging those things, accepting them, giving them space, which of course allows for healing. It allows us to move through them, and we get to bring all of that here now. And the new journey that begins from this moment forward includes our whole selves. It includes all of us. All of those different pieces and parts that make up who we are. And there's something I want to read to you quickly from the Science of Mind. It just really sums up our philosophy and helps also to put this into context. And this is from chapter 1, The Way It Works. And Ernest Holmes says, "The science of mind is not a special revelation of any individual. It is rather the culmination of all revelations. We take the good wherever we find it, making it our own insofar as we understand it. The realization that God is universal and that as much good as any individual is able to incorporate into his life, which today would be their lives or his or her life, is theirs to use. That's what constitutes the science of mind and spirit. So that sums it up. Whatever we can understand and whatever we can experience in our consciousness is what we have. So once we change our beliefs and our thinking at any given moment, we actually change our trajectory. That's pretty powerful. Because our individual minds are connected to the universal mind. And there's a quantum field where everything is possible. So when we realign with that, we realign with the laws of the universe. And we are able to bring new things into our life. So this part about integration is regarding what I call the capital S self. You know what that is? The capital S self is the divine self. It is the part of you that is the God self, that has always been in you, that you are a part of. It is a part of you. It is who you are. And when we approach ourselves from the divine self, the capital S, we're able to look back at our journey and reflect and make space and make room for all of those pieces that have made up our journey. It helps us to view it and take the judgment out of the way. So when we're able to make space for whatever it is in us that wants to reveal itself, and as I said a moment ago, it's not about going back and digging, it's more about making space. So that those parts of us that want to reveal themselves and give us their wisdom, because each and every part of us has divine wisdom for us. It's quite nice. It's quite beautiful when we acknowledge it that way. Those things are there to guide us, to help us. They have something for us. When we can allow those things to come forward and express that which they want to express from the capital S self, the divine self, we're able to integrate them. It takes the charge out of them. It takes the trigger out of them. And what I'm talking about here in terms of the things that want to express themselves, they will let you know when they have something to say. Because being a whole person, whole, complete, and perfect as you are, all of those pieces and parts make up your wholeness. And they all have something for you. And it's interesting, I've been working with a spiritual counselor for a few years, and he really introduced me to this idea of capital S self. And so as we've been working through that, it's amazing how when you look at your life, look at your journey, you embrace it from the capital S self, you're able to see things that have happened to you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the traumatic, the beautiful, the joyous, all of the synchronicities and the connections, every experience, every trauma, every awakening, everything. You're able to see it for just what it is rather than having to make meaning of it one way or the other, negative, positive. And it takes that emotional charge out. So then the beauty of the gifts of those experiences come forth. And it's really about this idea that when we experience integration within ourselves, the newness of the journey is from here forward with a recognition of our journey that we've had. And something that Wayne Dyer talked about years ago, he did several programs and he's no longer with us. One thing that I really recall from his work was he talked often about allowing. Just simply allowing. So when we get a little nudge within ourselves of something that wants to express itself, or maybe the key here is to allow it. Because you know what resistance does, right? What happens when we resist? We actually put energy towards the thing that we don't want to experience. We actually feed the very thing that we're uncomfortable with. And that creates a block. That creates a block in our journey. It holds us back. It's a way of denying that part of ourself which wants to speak and give us something and say something. So there's such a beauty in just sitting with yourself and giving those parts of you space. There's no need to fix. There's no need to direct. It's just simply giving them space. And it's so amazing when we do that, it just changes everything. There's healing that naturally takes place. Because when we resist, we're pushing something away, and, not only does it persist, but it grows. So my call to you is an invitation for you as the year wraps up, as we get into a new year. And I'm happy this year's ending. I don't know about you. It's been quite challenging in a lot of ways, hasn't it? So let's move forward. And let's do that by loving ourselves, loving the pieces and the parts of ourselves, loving everything that wants to express itself. And let's look at things in a clear perspective, and let's let go of the self-judgment. Because everything that happened to you has happened for a reason, to build you, to shape you, to bring you to this very moment. So if we're just allowing it to come forth, we're not judging it. It's kind of like in a meditation when I said, if you notice a thought coming into your mind, just note it and let it move through. It's the same approach. When things come up, when you're triggered, when you're in a situation that brings up a past memory or even a past joy, and you just let it be, you actually grow from it. You move forward. So the gift of a new journey is not only about embracing what is now and what is next and what you want to intend for the new year, it's about embracing what you have had on your journey thus far. It's about loving it, it's about appreciating it, and it's about allowing it to speak what it needs to say, to give you the gifts. And so these different parts of you hold all kinds of wisdom. And a lot of those things happen because those pieces and parts of you want to protect you. They actually love you. They're not there to hurt you. So when we're able to just simply give them space, as I said, it takes the charge out. They're not as painful. We can let them be, give them their time, and they heal. So it's really about doing that and then listening to the call of your soul. And then allowing the call of your soul to pull you forward. That is where the journey transforms. That is where the journey expands. That is where you grow. That is where you can embrace your soul's calling and move forward with freedom. And two other parts to this. When we do this work and these things come up and we're giving them space, it's about allowing, it's about acceptance, but it's really all about surrender. That is one of the hardest things sometimes, isn't it? Surrender. We wrestle with things, we fight things, we try to maneuver them and control them, and really when you fall into surrender, wow, you get to rest. It's almost like all of that fear, all of the things that you've tried so hard to will, all of that just kind of falls away. Surrender leads to freedom. It's in that freedom that the journey unfolds in the highest and the best and most beautiful way. And there's a story I want to share with you about an experience that I had. And it kind of it speaks to the experiences that make up our life journey. And several years ago, in 2001, my brother passed. And the family was there. He passed of an overdose. And he was in the hospital for several days. He was on a ventilator and life support systems. And there was a point where we had to make the decision. He wasn't coming back. That was full of a multitude of emotions and experiences and grief and loss. And within the same month, my sister had her first child. So we had a culmination of death and life all at once within a few weeks of each other. And that experience really highlighted for me how life is sometimes. It's a mixture. It's full of all kinds of experiences that sometimes seem to oppose each other, but yet all of it is sacred. All of it is beautiful. I had a chance to say goodbye to my brother. I had a chance to hold him. And I know that he's not suffering anymore. He found his freedom. I had a chance to see my sister and to see her child in the same hospital on a different floor. And I had a chance to experience that life coming into the world. And I know we often experience the mixture of things on our journey. There's pain, there's suffering, there's grief, but yet there's also this amazing joy. And so that story really kind of highlighted parts of my journey, and it's been over the years that processing through that, and just lately I've actually been able to put it in a different context. And I did that by allowing those things to come up and speak what they want to speak to me. I didn't need to fix anything. I didn't need to work with anything more than just simply allowing it. And when we do that, we get to feel what we need to feel, and we move through it. And we always come out on the other side. We always come out stronger and healthier. And I went ahead and surrendered to those experiences, and in that is where I received the gifts. So it's really about moving from fear and resistance, because resistance causes pain and persistence, and it causes the situation to grow, and it blocks us from our highest good. It gets in the way of our journey. It holds us back. And life is a combination of beauty, of joy, of the good, bad, the ugly, all the parts. They all matter. And they've all brought us to this moment right here, right now. So every single part of our journey is sacred. Every single piece. And so the new journey is really about self-awareness. It's about compassion. It's about loving yourself. It's about reflection, acceptance, surrender, freedom from self-judgment, and ultimate spiritual freedom. And what I know is that the universe has, you're good at the source of everything. It cares so much about you. In our human minds, we could never comprehend how much we're loved by the divine. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now. That energy loves us so much, and it only wants the best for us, and it's when we allow it to pour in that it helps us on our journey. It makes us stronger. It helps us to heal all of those things. And ultimately, it's really about turning towards yourself rather than away. Does that make sense? And I know that this might seem kind of scary, because there are certain things we don't want to look at or to face. But when we can do it in the space of simply allowing, being present, just giving those things that space makes all the difference. That's the freedom to move through. Is this working so far? Good, good. And you know, I found this book in my bookshelf. When I get ready for my talks, I just go to the bookshelf and just certain things stand out to me, so I grab them, and it's really fun to do that. So this is a book by the Dalai Lama. It was written several years ago. It's called Ethics for the New Millennium. So you probably get an idea of when it was written, right? Well, he spoke of an experience that he had, and I'm going to quickly read it. Let's see here. I love his work, and you know, I've gotten to meet the Dalai Lama. He came to Seattle, and I got to meet him. And at the time, I worked in a restaurant in downtown Seattle. This was many years ago. And there were 12 monks, Buddhist monks, who came in for lunch. I had the honor of being their waiter and giving them lunch. And the entire experience was incredible. I watched how they worked together, how they were just present, and they invited me to an event that night at the town hall in Seattle, which I didn't need a ticket. They let me in, and the place was packed. So I got to be in the presence of people who honor their journey, who aren't afraid of it, and they're always striving to move to a higher plane of consciousness, and they allow it. Because in the allowing is where the magic happens. In the allowing is where the healing happens, the transformation. In the allowing is where we get to experience the gifts of the sacred journey of this life on this human plane. So what the Dalai Lama wrote about here was, you know, he had done several events. He was in Japan. And after he spoke, these people kept coming to him with flowers. They were walking towards him with bouquets of flowers. And he kept thinking they were for him. So he smiled and he waited in anticipation for these people to come up and give him all of these flowers. Well, to his surprise, they walked right past him. They walked right past him. And he talks about in the book his experience with that, and how what he did is he stopped viewing it as a problem, and it was about stepping back and allowing the information to come in, allowing things to unfold and not to take anything personally. And it really helped him grow. And the reason I'm telling you this is because oftentimes in our life we look at things through the lens of victim and all that, and we don't have all the information. And when we listen to those parts of ourselves, the information comes forward and we get to look at it differently, and it puts it into context. I hope this is making sense. Anyway, the Dalai Lama was able to take that experience and learn from it and realize that when we have the information, when we allow that to come forward, we experience things differently. And so in this next year, as we're moving towards 2022, I think one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is to have some time in quiet. Just sit quietly and notice what comes up. Let it come up. Give it space. It's not there to hurt you. It's full of wisdom. Allow yourself to feel the joy of those experiences in your life, those beautiful events, those synchronicities. Allow yourself to sit with the painful events and just let them be. And take all of that beautiful wisdom and the acknowledgement that your journey has been rich with a multitude of experiences, and all of it matters. And decide to integrate it, and from there you move forward. And you open your world up, you open your journey. And here's one of the most wonderful pieces of this work. When we do this for ourselves, when we're right with ourselves, we are able to be right for others. What I mean by that is, when we work with ourselves with compassion, with love, from that capital S self, that divine self, we naturally do that for others. That is a gift. That is a gift to humanity that it really needs right now. So to wrap this up, we're kind of using time, aren't we? But anyway, like I've said before, I wish I had a lot of time and just could keep talking. So when you do this for yourself, you'll naturally do it for others. That allows us to be agents of change. It allows us to be a healer, a revealer of divine nature and truth, and to be of assistance to humanity. And I'd like you to do this. I invite you to do this between now and the end of the year. And notice how it affects the relationships in your life. When we do this for ourselves, our relationships heal and change and grow. Because when we look at ourselves through the eyes of the divine, when we meet ourselves where we're at with our own divine nature, we can easily do that for others. So that is the gift of a new journey. It's the culmination of everything that you have experienced in your journey, integrating it and taking it forward. And I want to end by reading a text. Reverend Gale from Genesis Center for Spiritual Living sends out a morning text message. It's a wake-up call, and I get those every day. And today's really spoke to me, and I want to read it to you. And then we're going to go into our next song. And I invite you to just let these words pour in and speak to your heart. I am finding myself in the perfect right place at the perfect right time, doing the perfect right thing. I love my life. More, please. So today I hope I offered you something that you can take in your heart and take with you, and that you can allow those beautiful parts of yourself, all of them, to just give you their divine wisdom, and you can take that forward into this new year. Thank you. Now we have one of my favorite songs, Everything New. Wow.
This is a really awesome song by Daniel Nahmad, and it is beautiful, powerful song, as all of Daniel Nahmad's songs are. I have a question. When people walked past the Dalai Lama to give the flowers, who were they giving them to?
They were putting them on an altar. So really, I guess I missed that part. But the altar was the larger experience, the gift to humanity. So he realized that, and he was healed.
Thank you. So I kept thinking in my mind, well, the Dalai Lama is a flower, right? The lotus, beautiful flower for us. A flower, and then bringing flowers past the flower to it's just a beautiful image. Thank you, Reverend Matthew. Can we give Reverend Matthew some love again? It's just, wow. Bring it on, everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping, against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through dreaming, I'm through grieving that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. And I think it's time, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I survived many times before. Broken heart, slamming door. It'll be alright, yes it will. Once more, just like I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready, yes I am, yes I am, yes I am, yes I am. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. Yes, I know it's gonna be everything new. It's always new in God's world. Oh, yeah. Whatever God wants me to do, that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be new, always new, 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 new. It's always new, everything new. Yes, I know, gonna be everything. Yeah, it's always new, every day is new. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. We're going to be moving into our offertory, but first I want to let you know that we have some wonderful practitioners here who are fully available to you. So if you need some work, if you need some help working through some things, or you need an uplift in your life, they are available. And they're all listed on our website with their contact information. These are trained spiritual coaches. And we have some here who've had 25 or more years experience. So I invite you to reach out. And let's move into our offertory. And something we always say together that I'd like to invite you to say with me is, divine love through me multiplies and blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is. And that was the angel Gabriel came from heaven. Thank you, Benny. And now we have our closing and healing prayer with Doug.
Hallelujah. Let's go ahead and just take a moment of silence. Close your eyes if you like. And just allow and embrace and surrender to that goodness, that spirit that was shared today in Reverend Matthew's message. And just ask yourself, are you ready for the gift of a new journey? Are you? Let me hear you. I want to hear you say, I'm ready for the gift of a new journey. Yes. Now turn to somebody next to you and tell them you're ready for the gift of a new journey. Because it is so true that each and every one of us has the power right here today to choose to decide that your life will begin a new journey starting right here, right now. And I'm so grateful and thankful that each and every one of us has this opportunity to make this choice. That's the power of spirit. That's the power of good. That's the power of God, which was so well expressed today by Reverend Matthew and the musicians and their songs. We have such a wonderful gift, this miracle called life. And knowing that we have this gift and that this divine intelligence and goodness is a part of us, we can rejoice and say, thankful, 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 grateful for all this goodness, the goodness that we received here today. So with that, I know that each and every one of us will leave with that opportunity of bringing goodness into our lives and expressing it out to others. And all will go in safety, empowered with this goodness. And knowing this, I can put this out into the law, and all together we can say, and so it is.
Thank you. And we have another beautiful song.
So this
Love
song,
Yeah, go right ahead.
sir.
We have one last beautiful song, and then I want to wish you well this week, and thank you for being here today. And have a beautiful holiday season. We hope to see you in the next few weeks as well.
So this song I wrote, the chorus part for you is Love, Om, Dream, Peace. Love, Om, Dream, Peace. What would Jesus say? Love. What would Buddha say? Om. Rumi says, see yourself in the mirror of me. Dr. King said, dream. Gandhi said, peace. The dial says, you know the truth by looking inside. Inside. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. What would Jesus say? Love, what would Buddha say? On Rumi says, see yourself in the mirror of me. Dr. King said, dream. Gandhi said, peace. The dial says, you know the truth by looking inside. Inside. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. By looking inside. By looking inside. By looking inside. By looking inside.